Hello, this is my Elite Dangerous. The T8 boosts like a thunderstorm. My DBX doesn't boost at all, but I took it to the Vale and all over. I took Tarek's Spice all over. I made it too, from pan masala with betel nut, because Tarek's Spice is made from beetles, and beetle is mildly intoxicant. My commander is Beetlejude for the Spice Beetles of Tarek Tor, and the star which makes me think of being a kid and drawing the constellations out of my window. Alnitark, and Alnilon, Mintaka, and Cepheus and Auriga with Capella, and I can go there if I want. I drew a babelfish on the Galaxy with Thrashbog, and they were faster than me. I played catch-up all the way round. We went in our cutters and we posed for selfies at all the tourist spots. I used Photoshop of the babelfish and drew it on the Galaxy map. We nearly ran out of stars for the tail, it was so far right. But the eye was not far from Colonia. Colonia with Jax, the robot landlord, another place I've taken Spice, and Limpets for mining osmium. But before Jax left for the jump to Beagle Point and ended in Eol Prow by accident was when I took the Spice. Accidents are so common, I die so often. Body exclusion zones and brown dwarfs are more deadly than black holes and corvettes. Deadly is better than dangerous, and elite dangerous makes elite dangerous better. I like the clouds and the lens flare in Elite, and light rays shining through rock dust you can get, and the caustic fog and miasma around the flaming broken stations and stricken Titan, and boosting through the maelstrom and fighting Thargoids and fighting in a Hazres and making my NPC crew member do something for once for all the money she takes. My Elite gaming is held together by EDMC and EDDB that we mourn and miss, and EDSM, which makes us giggle, and OCR the trade data, and Pay Night has gone up so much in price, and Void Opals have come down. And Inara is central for me with EDSY, and I love my Canon Science plugin, even though you become the lackey of Elsiuno for Light One, who always wins raffles and sings to bring smiles and excruciating anguish. I remember being on a punt with him and Wotherspoon on a sunny post-COVID day in Cambridge. Wotherspoon, who writes the news and hands it to me to read, so he doesn't have to. Not every time. The news with Ashling and Salvation and the NMLA and the Proteus Wave and the return of the Thargoids, nasty gitty glaives. The return of the Thargoids, who first appeared as sinister UAs, the UAs that harmed. The mystery slowly built. They were found in space and on planets. They point cleverly, and they have code within of spectrographic pictures that told us a story and gave us clues. I love the clues. I've told all my stories a lot of times on my drawing videos. I draw pictures for people up their spaceships if they ask, and if they want to give away for a charity event. I've raised lots of cash, and I've done lots of drawings. I've got hundreds and hundreds of drawings of Elite pictures and YouTube videos now done just for commanders. Drawing the places I go and copying pictures that other people send me, it makes me really happy. I love it. When I go to a place in the Elite universe, it's like a stationery shop or a posh patisserie with delicious views to grab and make. I steal Wotherspoon screenshots a lot. I did an A1 oil painting on canvas once of Diso Fleet Carrier Shipyard. Diso is a name to conjure with. Diso and Lave and Riort and Seance and Senator Drew at Tianve and Scorbius and Ulit and Alan of Waranus and deep space dredgers and fuel scooping and alien items and missiles and my keyboard mapping ASX that I keep as a relic, and guardian relics and relics that make your SRV spin and flip and burn up, temperature critical glide, do steep, binging the surface for codex credits, or binging the ring for a hotspot with alexandrite or benitoite, and it takes all night. I've not got the patience for rock cracking, but the boom is so good, and the cloud is so good, and the crinkle of the ice on the cockpit glass that is different to the sound of my vulture or chieftain cockpit blowing, and the sudden quiet of the Remlock visor slamming shut. I've printed Remlock on clothes to wear to conventions, and dyed my hair red and orange and green and purple and imperial blue, and dressed as a space smuggler with the Guardians of Tranquility in the 8th Dragon Squadron, and drunk too much and giggled at the back and watched presentations and met the community team for the company and seen them dress as Noel Edmonds and Mr. Blobby and Lave Radio Live and Hutton, and been in them too, and tragically endured Dockers and Swerve being cast in it, and slept in a tent after too much gin in the panda can and been kept awake by the truckers shouting "For the mug!" Lave Radio Pink Custard, Coriolis, Ocellus, Oculus, Toast Rack, Noob Hammers, Hammers of Slough, Driving to Slough for ECM, Tarek Tour, Planetary Breaking, Breaking Mugs, helping on the EDC, trying to encourage people to argue less about PvP and Star Citizen. But now I try and make fun things to do, like printing or clay modelling or drinking a bit less at conventions maybe. I like to listen to Takoso and I love his performances and I steal his music. For the videos I make, it seeps into your mind, the sound of the background noise of the Space in Elite 2 and the chatter and the Kovas telling me that I've played too many thousands of hours and my keyboard is covered in chalk dust.